Hi everyone, I'm Caro the Mental Traveler, and today I'm very excited about the movie that I'm going to be reviewing because, being Valentine's Day, I decided to choose a film that's not only filled with romance, but it also happens to be my favorite choice for Best Picture at the Academy Awards 2016. And that film would be Brooklyn. It's directed by John Crowley and it came out in 2015. It stars Saoirse Ronan, Emery Cohen, Donald Gleason, Julie Walters, and Jim Broadbent. This cast was one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch this film. Every person that I've mentioned is a wonderful, talented actor or actress. Even Emery Cohen, who I had never heard about, does a pretty good job in this movie. Brooklyn is based on this novel that was published in 2009 by Colum Tobin. Unfortunately, I have not read the book, so I won't be able to point out any differences regarding the page-to-screen adaptation of Brooklyn. And I must say that this will be a video with spoilers, so if you have not watched Brooklyn, go see it and then come back and watch my movie review. This is the story of an Irish girl in the 1950s called Eilish Lacey, and how she has to leave childhood behind and become a woman. Eilish lives in this small village in Ireland with her mother and sister. She has a job and friends and is relatively happy, but due to some connections, she is able to get a passage and a workplace over at New York. So even though she's a little bit afraid of leaving her home behind, she goes off to a strange country because she knows that there are more opportunities for her to get a good future in life in America. Once she arrives in Brooklyn, her days consists of this routine. She works at a department store and she lives in a boarding house with other girls from different nationalities. And in the weekends, what she does for fun is go off to these Irish public dances where girls usually went to catch a guy. At first, we see that Eilish is struggling to adapt to her new life. She is homesick, but then she meets this Italian fellow called Tony Fiorello, and the two quickly fall in love. The movie really focuses on the way a courtship usually had to develop in the 1950s. Through this courtship, Eilish, we see her opening up to the viewer and stepping up into the woman that she will one day become. This fragile, shy, innocent girl ends up becoming this smart young woman who knows her worth and does not let anyone push her around. But then when everything in her life seems to be a fairy tale, Eilish has to go back to Ireland because of this big important reason. And when she does this, several factors contribute to her deciding to stay for a longer period of time in Ireland rather than returning immediately to her work and love in New York. One of these reasons is a man called Jim Farrell, whom Eilish begins to develop feelings for. But since she still has feelings for Tony, the man she met in New York, we see Eilish having to decide whether she wants to remain in Ireland and marry Jim and have a secured future, or go back to Brooklyn, be more independent, defy social rules. Brooklyn has been nominated for, as I said, Best Picture, but also for Best Adapted Screenplay and Best Actress for its protagonist, Saoirse Ronan. As I've already mentioned, I haven't read the novel, so I can't say whether it's worthy of being nominated in the Best Adapted Screenplay category. And unfortunately, I have not watched all the films nominated for either Best Picture or the ones that have the actresses that are nominated for Best Actress. I'll just mention why I love the movie. My favorite films are those that have drama, romance, that are set in the past. And Brooklyn has all of this, so it was basically the film that I was most looking forward to watching in the Oscar race for Best Picture. But I also enjoy the fact that Brooklyn is more than that. It also has this protagonist that sort of defies social circumstances because she goes against the expectations set for women in the 50s. But I have to say that one of the things that I enjoyed most is that we get to see the life of immigrants in New York, because ever since I watched Godfather 2, I've loved this idea of people coming from all over the world, staying at Ellis Island for a period of time, and then going off to America to build this new life and get the American dream. Brooklyn, it's not for everyone, but for a helpless, romantic Anglophile who loves history and period dramas, it was perfect. I should mention that the film has been so well received that there's going to be a spin-off series based in the movie. It's going to be produced by the BBC and it will star the wonderful Julie Walters, who will be reprising her role as the landlady of the boarding house where Eilish Lacey goes to live once she arrives in Brooklyn. The series will deal with the way of life of Irish, American, and English girls in the 50s in New York. This is the end. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said regarding Brooklyn. Remember that comments are love and I want to hear from you, so please comment. You'll find in the description box a link to the IMDb page of Brooklyn as well as a link to the trailer. I'm Gato, thank you very much. I wish you all a very beautiful Valentine's Day with all your loved ones. Take care and I'll be seeing you soon.